What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the AM, guys. Welcome to 5-Minute Rants. I hope y'all are doing good. Hope life is treating you well. If you're new to the show, just so you know, this show is predicated on the journey of life and business. Anyways, guys, let's just jump right in. So today, I wanted to talk about mindset. Your mindset is everything. And I wanted to more specifically talk about our mindset based around hard things. This really came up because I was talking to my niece about life. And when we were talking about life, one of the things I told her is life is really hard. And we were having those conversations, and she's not even in her teens yet, but we were having that conversation because it's important. Because when you get out of the bubble, and if you are currently out of the bubble known as the educational system, you really realize that life is very hard, that life is actually a lot harder than you thought it was. And personally, I think some of this comes as a shock to a lot of people, how hard life is, because one, there's poor parenting involved. And then two, the educational system has done a poor job of preparing people for how hard life is. And so we were talking about this, and we were talking about how important it is to actually view hard things. So most of us, our natural reactions are, when we come to something hard, is to run away from it, or our natural reaction is to avoid it, versus rise to the occasion and move forward into it, and then to deal with the challenge accordingly. And we do this, we normally run away from it, and we don't normally rise to the occasion oftentimes because we don't like pain, and we equate pain with unenjoyable. Pain sucks. I don't want to experience pain. I don't want to have to do something hard. You can notice that in our society, like we've had a big decline in physical job labor force and in workforce. It's going to be great for somebody because somebody's going to go into it and make a crap ton of money because there is a massive shortage. And if you're about to go into college, seriously look at construction companies or look at construction programs to be like a heavy equipment operator or maybe a trade school. Like seriously consider that versus college. Go in, no debt, come out making 70 to 100K a year, depending on where you're at and what skill set you learned. It's worth a look. But to come back to this, the hardship, right? The hardship in our lives, we often avoid because we don't see it correctly. And so this really brings me to short-term thinking. My journey in life a lot of it has really just been getting unfat. Well, yeah, I would say a lot of it. We can get into the backstory later. But currently, I'm on the Get Unfat program. And what does that mean? It means that I'm saying no to donuts. And so here's an example of avoiding the hard things. Eating better and more healthy is hard. It required saying no to a lot of stuff that I enjoyed, right? Like I'm not drinking milk. I'm not eating sugar unless it's natural. I am not doing bread and butter. I love bread and butter. It's better than cake to me. Well, I'm not doing it. And there's a whole list of other things. But the question came down to was, do I say no to the bread and butter and I say yes to obesity by default? Or do I say no to obesity and no to the donut or no to the bread and butter or whatever it is I want to eat? And so we look at life wrongly a lot. We look at hard things wrongly. We don't really understand that the way life works is it's either hard now or hard later. And normally hard now is much easier to go through than hard later. And so that is really the answer a lot in our lives. And actually why sometimes we experience pain. Like my business partner and I have a saying that says nobody just jumps off a cliff. They got to walk up the mountain first. And that's life. Like I get to pick which mountain I walk up. I also get to pick how I want to do it or what mountain I want to avoid, right? Like I don't want to be obese. I don't want to have heart failure. I don't want to kill myself with food. So I'm walking up the mountain that is more peaceful and caring and kind to me. And it's still hard to do, but it's the mountain of eat better. And I'm saying this because I think our mindsets and how we view hard things can really be detrimental to us, or having a mindset of how we view hard things can be one of the most life-changing experiences you have. So if you look at hard things rather not as problems or something to avoid because we're afraid, like there's times when I don't want to do stuff because like, how do I do it? Looking at that as like in that perspective of fear or in that perspective of pain, I can look at it that way, or I can look at it as an accelerant and as a place of victory in my life that produces long-term consequences of goodness in my life. So I'm saying this because we just need to think about life differently. We need to think about hard differently. We need to think about pain differently. And I think this is just something in society we need to do in general. Anyways, guys, I'm out of time. I'm a little over, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.